Hello, once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, with yet another Entertainment Earth delivery. We are anxiously awaiting to see what this is. Again, I tend to ignore my emails that tell me that something has shipped because I like to be surprised. Some of these things, some of these things were purchased or pre-ordered months, if not even a year ago. And some things relatively soon. That's a new thing that we're running into with Entertainment Earth and with all companies. That really comes down to Hasbro. They are kind of shifting around how they do the pre-order. So we will see what this is. Okay, but again, I'm excited about it. I have been kind of pulling back my collection, and it might not seem that because there's been a lot of new items. Whenever you see me do a sideshow retrospective, that means that there's been a stretch of time that I haven't received anything, which is not something I'm, I don't, unlike other collectors, I don't really get upset at that, because I'm being very picky with what I collect. Okay, and this one though, yeah, this is exciting. This is really exciting. We have our bunker. That's right, the Endor bunker. So cool. So excited. All right. And again, sticking to the awesome racing stripe, Return of the Jedi. I got to say, I am probably most excited for the 40th anniversary and all the love that Return of the Jedi is getting. I think it's because, and I've mentioned this on previous episodes, I think the reason behind it, trying to articulate exactly why it is, and I think the reason is basically that I am just so sentimental about that time of my life. That was I was coming out of childhood. I was getting ready for adulthood. I believe that the Star Wars original trilogy was absolutely meant for me and me alone, or at least my age group alone. Okay, I know that many older than me and many younger than me, many younger than me, have also resonated with Star Wars and especially with the original trilogy. But I I think it's resonated with me personally so hard and so much that I have had very little happen to me from the Star Wars area that has, soiled or dampened my spirits when it comes to Star Wars. And I put a lot of that onto Return of the Jedi, of the three. Just because I was old enough to understand, but I wasn't too old enough to be cynical. I was 12 when the movie came out, but I was after being 6 when Episode 4 came out, and 10 or 9 going on 10 when Empire Strikes Back came out. So it's just so amazingly awesome. I guess I was 11 going on 12 that summer. So it has affected me in such a positive way. Not just the movie and how it wrapped up and everything, but just the merchandising. I understood it. They put it so much more in your face back then compared to the other previous two. And I was old enough to kind of have a little more independence. I lived in a suburb. I live in the town I live in now, to be honest with you. I moved away and then moved back. But we had a mall. It's a very tiny mall. We used to call it the small because it was so small. But it had, some anchor stores, and the anchor stores did have toy sections, and the toy sections had ample amounts. This is a different time, kids. It wasn't just Walmart and Target. They had an ample amount of Star Wars collection, and that was so true for when Return of the Jedi came out. And there was so many cool things, and such a great way to connect to it. And then as it started to die away in 1984, 85, they tried to do the whole Power of the Force thing. They got the Droids and Ewoks cartoons. That's when I started to get into my teenage years, and things changed, and I wasn't really interested in it anyway. So it kind of faded from view at the time when my interest was waning a little bit. But there was always something in the back of my mind with it. So anyway, I just love that. But as I said, and I mean, I have never been upset with a prequel release. I have never been upset with a sequel release. I have never been upset with a television release, because to me, the excitement, the love of Star Wars, particularly of this film alone, is so great that nothing else can. It sounds like some people they want to it seems like some people want to recapture that. I don't have to recapture it. I remember exactly what it felt like. And that always is where I feel. Okay, that's where my home is in my heart. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Maybe some of you agree, maybe some of you disagree. I understand that new movies come out and they don't always have the same resonance with some people, and I get that. And I don't want to diss on anybody who's the case with that. But personally, for me, every movie that has come out, I just find the excitement that I had with Return of the Jedi, and I just use that and build that up. And it never disappoints. It's just, maybe it's because of John Williams. I don't know. Maybe it's his score. And this is my favorite album, too, the Return of the Jedi album. It had so many great themes. So, anyway, we are going to unbox this, all right? I do plan on keeping the box because it's a beautiful vintage-style box, and that will go into my little collection behind me. But I'm probably going to keep the inserts and everything, too. I've noticed some people doing that. I don't think this will gain any excessive amount of value, but again, they're doing the thing to keep like plastic-free packaging for the most part. We do have our Hoth. This is Endor. This is Return of the Jedi. This is not Empire Strikes Back. We have our Endor Rebel Commando Scout Trooper disguise. Some have said this is Captain Rex. This is VC-272, by the way, so this does actually figure into the collection. And this is Endor Rebel Commando Scout Trooper disguise, but he's got the beard. And when anybody who's been watching Rebels and watching Clone Wars knows that Captain Rex aged a little faster than all the other, because he was a clone. And in Rebels, he appeared to have a really similar look than this character. And we see this character in the background. And he was at the Battle of Endor. Now, I do believe there's been some at Lucasfilm, I forget, it may have debunked that, said no, it wasn't the same character, but I don't know. In my head canon, I'm saying it is. They pretty much all but confirmed it on Rebels. Maybe we'll see, more in the Ahsoka series if there's any more to it than that. But it's a beautiful figure. I will not unbox this. This stays in the vintage collection. It is unpunched. Interesting. So I'm going to have to find a case to put that in. But we will keep that over here for right now. Okay, you can see it off to the side. Now, we have a bunker. Okay, so let's see if I can dismantle the pieces here without destroying them. Because, maybe someday somebody might want to take the piece, put it back together. And it's like playing Tetris. Okay. Get our pieces out. Now there's more to it than this. Oh, there we go. Missing anything else? Yes, I am. There's the doors. I think I got it. I got it! Do I have anything else? Nope, I think we're good. Yeah, and the instructions, good. Yeah, I think Hasbro does a good job with all of this, and I like the, plastic-free packaging. I like the plastic-free packaging with the. Put that over here. I'll put the box over here for now. All right. So what do we got? Oh, it's got that grate. Look at that. It's got the grate. If you don't want to unbox, it's okay. I'll be happy to do it for the channel. I'm sure, the way some of these play sets go, they end up going on clearance and they get cheaper, you can buy them cheap later on. So if I really want to get one unboxed, I can always go again and try that. But the bunker is really meant to just be that. It's really just a set piece, okay? We got our instructions on the back, the look of it on the front. There's not much to it, okay? It's just essentially a very quick thing to, nice little display piece, right? So I'm going to, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will I don't think I need to do you don't have to sit here and watch me do this. So I'm going to just pause it and we'll come back to when it's done. Okay, we are ready. I kind of adjusted my angle here so you can kind of get a better look at the bunker. It's just a piece, guys. It's one piece, one solid piece. It does have, doors that open up, right? And then there's there's a little, if you look closely here, appreciate the detail. There's a little bit of a little container door here, like a little flip open door. There's even a really tiny, I can't even point to it. Right here where my finger is, this little thing, this kind of disc thing slides open, okay, so that R2 can plug in. Not that he can really plug in, but, it gives you that detail. Oh, kind of gave away some of the magic here. And then, you got Han can go there and I think I got it, and then that happens. It's just, there's no mechanism to it, no battery power. I'm actually okay with that because I feel as though this is something that is really meant to be more of a diorama piece. So now what I got to do is see if I can find some of my loose figures and see if I can set them up. So hang on one second. Okay, there it is. I placed it in a place already for hidden suspiciously behind a vintage B-Wing fighter, but hey, who cares? What I did was I just grabbed a few loose figures that I had. I had a Leia, Endor Leia, that came with the speeder bike. I had an Endor Trooper, and I had a Han. This is one of those more recent releases after we're doing just 5 POA, so they're kind of, I can't pose them as much as the other ones. Then I got a 3PO and R2. I don't have the battle damaged R2 available, but there it is. Very cool. Interestingly enough, while I was looking for figures, I kind of came across this little display I have down here. I have this kind of like tiered thing of different dioramas these are Ultrarama displays, and I've made a few. There's like an Imperial one. You can tell by the size of the figures, the bulk of them, that these go back a few years. Here's a Geonosis. I don't have good lighting on here, I'm sorry to say. And here's entering the Naboo ship with the droidekas and the Newt Gunray. Then we have our Hoth base. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we have 2 Geonosis, and this is the arena. But then way at the bottom, look at this. Oh, well, look. It's kind of hard to see. Sorry about the lighting. But there's another Endor bunker I'd forgotten about. It was actually a little set. It had a little tree thing on the side. It had I forget if this catapult came with it, but I actually grabbed one of the Endor soldiers from there. So it's not as good. Not as good as this. This is definitely more detailed. Got the moss on the top. Definitely more displayable piece. So I love it. All right. So that'll do it. Maybe I'll put them next to each other. I don't know. But I kind of like those displays as is. So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Do all that other stuff. Check out all the Red 5 content. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.